Good morning. I'm Chris Blauvelt at the Augustine Recovery Center. Kevin Petersen, founder of the Chronic Hope Institute. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those beautiful, beautiful. Evidently, this is called a vessel, a water vessel. And I was like, okay.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. I bet you, well, never mind. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I don't know who's watching. Kevin's also a licensed marriage and family therapist, and he helps us out at the Augustine with our aftercare family case management, which means that he's coaching families around a lot of frequently asked questions with guys, before, during, and after treatment. In addition to a lot of other therapeutic work that he's been doing, that's something that he helps us out with. So thanks for joining us. This is Recovery at Home, and we've been doing this once a week now since about March, and it's gaining a lot of traction. I love doing it with you. And this morning, one of the things I wanted to pick your brain about, I'm the admissions director here, so I'm on the phone all day with family members. And one of the things you start hearing a lot this time of year is, let's just wait till January 2nd because the holidays are coming and it's really important for us to spend time together as a family during, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And I know what I think about it, but tell me what you think about that. Do you wait before or after the holidays to put a loved one in treatment who really needs it?
My thing is, if they need treatment, they need treatment. The sooner we get it started, the sooner it gets over with. And
there you go.
And, I think that the idea too is that if we put them into treatment today on January 2nd or 3rd, whatever today is, 2nd, and
December.
December. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's all I got today. The thing is, the sooner you start, the sooner it gets done.
Yeah.
And the sooner we start the healing process, and the sooner the family gets better. And so that's really the answer is there's no time like the present. And there's also the added bonus of if we wait longer, more bad things can happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's treat this like it is, which is a life or death situation, and get them in here as soon as possible. What if you went to the doctor and he said, listen, you have cancer. It's imperative that we start your treatment right now. And you're like, I really got a lot going on with the Christmas shopping, and, we're going to, Hey Arnold on ice later this week, and I'd like to start the treatment after the holidays. It's like, what is one holiday that is probably, already maybe, compromised for a lifetime of holidays that you could celebrate with this person if they get on the right track sooner than later?
Absolutely. And, the funny thing is that it starts, it's funny for the addict and the alcoholic, right? The holiday season actually starts at Halloween and goes through St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
And in the world of 12-step recovery, what we see is like November, December is kind of mild, but then in January, February, that's when everybody starts to show up and like, the world came to an end. And, my thing is, let's get proactive. Let's get them help now. It's better to have them in treatment and engaged and getting help and the other thing is, this is the analogy I like to use with the family, is like every day you wake up and you open the front door and there's your addict sitting in a roller coaster car. Yeah. And he's like, come on in, let's go. Yeah. And every day you're like, okay, let's go, and then you get sick and you get freaked out and you're like, I hate this. Why do I keep doing this? And for me, the response is, you can choose not to get into the car.
Yeah.
And so we can choose to have a much more comfortable Christmas and a comfortable New Year's. But that's just really, that's up to you. You have to make that decision.
It's probably going to be a piece, probably going to be a peace of mind for everybody, knowing that their loved one's in a safe place, than it would be waiting up all night Christmas Eve, waiting for that person to come home from the bar, hoping that you can all celebrate Christmas together the next day. Like you said, there's a lot that could happen between now and then, and the holidays are important, but they're not they're not more important than, the well-being of the person in question. So I totally agree with you. I think that we need to treat this thing like it is, which is a life or death situation. Get the individual the help they need right away, and not stall. Typically what I see is a real apprehension before Halloween or Thanksgiving, and then once those family gatherings has happened and they're like, oh my gosh, you do have a problem, on Thanksgiving Day, you've been drinking all day, let's get you into treatment. And then they do see the severity of the situation. What if they checked in at the beginning of the fall or late summer and they're checking out of treatment and would possibly like to bypass some of aftercare or sober living to celebrate the holidays?
Yeah. And my thing is, you've already done, let's say you signed up for a 90-day commitment and you're on day 75, just stick it out. There's a reason why it's a 90-day program, stick it out. If you're probably at the point in the program where you can, celebrate and have fun, and then come back to the sober living. And, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And, put your time in, invest your time properly, and let's get everybody happy and healthy and celebrate a nice, fun, sober holiday season.
I actually have pretty good memories. I checked into treatment at the beginning of November 8th. So my birthday's on November 20th. Of course, there's Thanksgiving shortly after that, Christmas. So I was in treatment for my birthday, and then I was in sober living for Christmas, New Year's, and we all hung out and watched a lot of TV, and our family members had mailed us cookies and junk food, to sober living. We had a buddy who was local, take us to one of his family members' houses for the holidays. So it was kind of cool being reborn during that time of year, and celebrating it with other guys who are in the same boat as I was. So, and I barely remember, other than I remember watching Game of Thrones and eating Christmas cookies that had come in the mail that day or that week on Christmas Day. And, there's not like a ton of, I don't have these horrible memories, these earth-shattering experiences that I think people, think is going to happen if somebody's missing out on a holiday or a ski trip or a tradition that they've been practicing, all their lives. It's just more important to get that individual on the straight and narrow so that they can celebrate a lifetime of holidays, with the family member moving forward.
And that the family doesn't have to spend, like you said earlier, another set of holiday seasons waiting for the phone to ring, or waiting for the knock on the door, or having to go bail somebody out. And, the other thing too that we haven't gotten to or talked about is that, if somebody's doing, alcohol and marijuana, it's one thing. If they're doing, meth, cocaine, benzos, opiates, heroin,
serious stuff. Yeah.
We're talking about, people that do it once and die. So there's I always baffles me when I work with families where they're like, well, we know he's taking Xanax and snorting cocaine and heroin, but we'd really like to wait till after the new year. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna die. This stuff kills you. And so to me, it's also getting the family to a place where they can start to heal and really start to see what's going on and why and how. And it would give them the opportunity to read my new book, which should be out in the middle of December.
Perfect.
Chronic Hope, Families in Addiction. Stay tuned.
Awesome. Well, the first one, Chronic Hope, Parenting the Addicted Child, is a quick, short read, very, very useful resource. And we've provided it here to some of the families we work with. So Kevin Petersen, founder of the Chronic Hope Institute, love working with you. Our family members love working with you. And I look forward to next week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend.
You too, my friend. And
Wednesday, you're right. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So
yeah. I look forward to it. I love working with you guys and the families and everybody, and it's awesome. And happy Wednesday.
You too, man. Have a great week.
Bye.